What's going on, guys? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. Coming up on today's show, what did this man right here, Colin Cowherd, had to say about the Minnesota Vikings? Or actually, it's kind of what he didn't have to say about the Minnesota Vikings, as they kind of caught some disrespect from the man at Fox Sports. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I want to ask you guys this, a little fun question. If you guys had to pick one former Vikings player to add to this team, who would it be? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. It could be an active player like a Daniel Hunter, Adam Thielen. Could be like an Adrian Peterson, John Randall, Phil Loldholt, whoever it may be. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. All right, let's dive into it. Colin Cowherd's top 10 NFL teams heading into Week 10. You got the Green Bay Packers. The Vikes beat them. You got the Chargers, Steelers, Commanders, Eagles. Oh, Niners are on there. Vikes beat them. Then you got the Bills, Ravens, Lions, and Chiefs. When I saw this, I honestly thought the production crew, the producer at Fox Sports, just got this wrong and they left off a team. But this is a joke. Like, the fact that these are his top 10 teams in the league, and you got teams like the Chargers, Steelers, Eagles, Niners ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, and he actually said if he had to add an 11th team to this, it wouldn't be the Minnesota Vikings. It would be the Houston Texans. This is a joke. So I'm going to go into each one of these teams right here that I think the Vikings should be ranked higher than. And let's dive into them. Let's start off with the team that the Vikes already beat. The 49ers love has just gotten absolutely ridiculous. Like, they lost Brandon Ayuk. They are getting McCaffrey back this week. I understand that the last couple of years in the NFC, they have been the standard. They have been the team to beat. That's not this year. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. He's not great. Kyle Shanahan is a great head coach. Their defensive coordinator, he's all right. Like, I just don't understand the 49ers love. I frankly think it's ridiculous. I think this is just guys, like, being scared of what the Niners did in the past and then being able to, really turn around this season. But, like, the Vikings, like, they beat this team. They didn't, like, not only did they beat them, they handled them through all four quarters. And if it wasn't for Fred Warner, multiple heroic plays from Fred Warner, Vikings probably beat them 34-10. And the Packers, they were ranked at 10th on Cowherd's top 10 teams. Maybe I'm wrong here. You guys let me know down below in the comment section. I'm pretty sure the Vikings went the Lambeau early on this season and beat Green Bay. And not only beat them, they were up 28-0. Like, I just don't get what he is going through when he's like kind of like a checklist, like, oh, this makes a top 10 team. This makes a top 10 team. Like, do the games not matter? Are we just still only looking at what teams did in the past couple of years? I don't get it whatsoever. And I can make the same argument for the Eagles. Yes, the Eagles have played much better as of late. Like, I'm not going to regard that. But the fact that you got them ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, I think is a joke. And, I think the Eagles, I think they got a typical case of, like, I'll call this like the Madden team. Like, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Like, yeah, they are great on paper. And, they're a top half of the league team. But I don't think they're a top 10 team. I think they have the worst head coach in the National Football League. This man right here, he is going to lose the Eagles a playoff game. And you know what? I would love for the Vikings to go to Philadelphia this season in the playoffs. I hope the Eagles win that division. And maybe it's the Vikings are the 6 seed, Eagles are the 3 seed, and we go in there and we absolutely whoop on Nick Sirianni and that joke of a football team. But, we also had this team. The Pittsburgh Steelers ranked ahead of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I like Mike Tomlin. I think he's a really good coach. I thought Russell Wilson, he's been playing his tail off lately, but who have the Steelers beat? Like, look at their wins this season. Week 1 against the Falcons. Yes, that's a good win. That's a good football team down there in Atlanta. But that was Kirk's first game in a brand new offense coming off a torn Achilles. And then, they beat the Broncos. They beat the Chargers. We'll talk about the Chargers here in a second. But then they beat the Raiders. They beat the Jets. They barely beat the Giants. Like, everybody was freaking out about the Vikings barely beating the Colts. The Steelers had the same exact game in Week 8 versus the Giants. I just don't understand it. And another team who hasn't beat anybody, the Chargers. I love Harbaugh. I love Justin Herbert. And maybe the Cowherd just put the Chargers on there because he has Jim Harbaugh on his show every once in a while. So he's just going to show, some sort of love to him. But who have the Chargers are 5-3. And look at their 5 wins. The Raiders could be picking first in the draft. The Panthers could be picking first in the draft. The Saints and the Browns could be picking first in the draft. Like, yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, yeah, they beat the Broncos. Congratulations. They beat a rookie Bo Nix. Like, and his whole argument was, oh, they got the #1 scoring defense in the league. Can you name one good offense on this list? Point it out to me. Terrible offense, terrible offense, terrible offense, terrible offense, terrible offense. Let's be real here. I think this is embarrassing for Cowherd. Like this being your list after week 9 of the top 10 teams in the league, and you got the Chargers, Steelers, Niners, Eagles, Packers, all ahead of the Vikings. I wanted to dive into the Commanders, but you know what? He can have that one. You can have Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, Bills, obviously. But man, Cowherd, you're better than this. I watch you all the time. There's gotta be somebody in his ear saying, take this effing graphic off the screen. This is a joke. Let's redo this. I just think it's a joke. But you know, we'll ask you guys this. The Vikings are the blank best team in the NFL. I think they're 5th right now. I think you gotta go Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions, and then the Vikings are probably 5 for me. That's where I would put them. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Now, the Vikings are getting disrespected, and I love it. I'm going to explain to you guys why I think this is great for the Minnesota Vikings here in a second. But first, let's show some love to today's sponsor, and that's going to be PrizePicks. If you guys download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CONS, you guys will get $50 instantly when you play $5. And the best part is you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. So what is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award and winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. You guys can run your game all season long on PrizePicks, put your basketball, football knowledge to the test, and create lineups for any single game you watch. So if you guys download the app today, use promo code CONS, you guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today. Use code CONS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks, though, for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, run your game. Vikings, fans, players, coaches, whoever's listening, nobody believes in you. You guys could win out for the rest of the season. Nobody is going to believe in you. And you look at the Vikings' next 5 games. I'm going to call something here real quick. There's going to be a whole lot of talk about Vikings don't play anybody. Their schedule's been super easy this year. They're going to disregard what the Vikings did in the first 5 weeks like that. Because you're going to go into Jacksonville, you're going to beat the hell out of the Jaguars. You're going to go into Tennessee, you're going to smack around the Titans. I think the Bears, honestly, normally I'm nervous about going to Chicago. They're a dumpster fire over there. You're going to beat the Cardinals. You're going to beat the Falcons. You're going to win 5 games in a row. Vikings, I guarantee you, are going to be 11-2, and they will get no respect. Vikings don't play anybody. Remember I said that. We're going to hear that a whole lot over the next couple of weeks. Oh, who have the Vikings beat? They don't play anybody. Just wait. So if I was Kevin O'Connell, I would take that picture I saw, and I would put that all over the locker room. Be like, nobody believes in you still. And you know, honestly, I was thinking about this. I don't think the Vikings will get any love until the Super Bowl. Like, I guarantee you, even if the Vikes go out there and they go 13-4, I honestly could see Cowherd leaving them out of his top 10 list. And even if you go win a couple playoff games and you're in Detroit, you're going to be 7-point underdogs. Every single talking media head out there will pick the Detroit Lions over the Minnesota Vikings. And I absolutely love it. And you know what, one guy who I was thinking about specifically, who has to be so pissed off about this, who is the true definition of a game changer at a premium position in the NFL, this guy right here. He's not just a good weapon. He really does stack wins for a team. He is the best route runner in the league. He is the best 50-50 ball guy in the league. He is the overall best receiver, best deep threat. He is really one of the most impactful players in the National Football League. I mean, 48 receptions, 783 yards. The dude's almost averaging 100 yards per game. And some people are calling this a down year for Justin Jefferson. He hasn't had less than 80 yards in a game since week 1. This is truly one of the most, and I'm not just calling this as Jefferson's the best receiver in the league right now. I actually think he's going to be the best receiver of this century. I think he's going to be better than Megatron. I think he's going to be competing with Randy Moss and Jerry Rice as the best receiver of all time. He is that impactful out there on the football field. And you know what this all stems back to? People just not believing in Sam Darnold. Like, I guarantee you're going to hear it all the time. Any playoff game the Vikings have. Oh, do we trust Sam Darnold going against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons? Can we trust Sam Darnold going on the road in Philly? Can we trust Sam Darnold to win one playoff game? You're going to hear this conversation for the rest of the season, and I love it. Because you know what? That chip that is on a whole lot of players' shoulders in this Vikings locker room, it's just going to keep on stacking. It's just going to keep on stacking, and specifically this man right here. I can't wait for the rest of the season, man. But, hey, if you guys made it to the end of today's show, give me a skull down below in the comments section. I want to see a whole lot of skulls flowing in as I got kind of fired up on that video. It just pissed me off what Cowherd had to say. But give me a skull down below if you guys made it to the end. And also, I'm on Twitter, @PatSeeps is the handle. Give me a follow over there, and I'll give you guys a follow right back. But see you guys next time. SKOL Vikes.